go. Setting. Done. Hello, YouTube. Hello, everybody. Today, we're gonna talk about digital memory and real memory here. If you don't know me yet, my name is Epaminondas. I'm your host here on TNT, and today I have with me Felipe, Jefferson, and Lilian to talk about this topic. And guys, let me know more about you. Lilian, please, could you introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, so I'm Lilian. I live in Rio de Janeiro. I'm here in Talk Talk since November, I think, and I learned a lot with the other students, and I can practice speaking every single day. I'm a data analyst, and about me, I think that is it.
Good, very good. Thank you for sharing. Felipe, let me know about you.
Okay, good morning, guys. About me, my name is Felipe Lira. I am 46 years old. Currently, I'm living in Recife with my wife, my daughter, and I work in information technology area, specifically in networking and security. Uh, my free time, I like to watch movies and go to the beach, and that's it for now about me.
Thank you. Thank you. Jeff, please, your turn.
Okay, good morning. Good morning, guys. I'm Jefferson. I live in Goiânia, Goiás. I'm economist, professor of Catholic University of Goiás. In my free times, I used to play soccer with my friends. I played at the last weekend 3 games. I love to play canastra too. I love to walk. 3 times a week I go to the gym, and 2 times I go to do Pilates because I wanted to live until 100 years. I don't know my age now.
Very good. Good go. Very good go. And about me, my name is Epaminondas. As I said before, I live in Brasilia, 31 years old. I work as a nutritionist and trainer. Um, I really like to camp, to go to waterfalls, ride a bike, go to the parks, and things like that. So I really like to go out of my home in the close to the nature and do some exercise in this place. Um, in my free time, I like to read a little bit, to enjoy the people around me, my friends, my family, and to be here on TNT to talk. This year, I want to practice to learn Spanish. So I want to be here on TNT in Spanish class more times. Maybe French later, I don't know. But let's do it. Let's do it. Guys, to start this immersion, I will start from the number one. So, do you save many things on your phone instead of remembering them? Let me know. Felipe, let me know.
I saved something in my phone, not at all, because my my wife uh, uh, usually is irresponsible for to take pictures about the things, you know. I don't like so much that. So in my wife's cell phone, mobile has more things about us, you know, the pictures, audios, and memories that when we travel around the Brazil, no, she he likes to take a picture the the views. That's it.
Good, good. And it's interesting because, for example, I was remember here, I have a chat on WhatsApp with myself, and when I want to remember something, I
Mm.
pick up my phone and send to me the message to remember the thing that I have to do after I was remember that here. So it's interesting because it it's easy, you know? It's easy. I just pick up my phone and talk to myself, and after uh, I can read the message. It's interesting because the number of phone for other people as well. Sometimes I have no idea if I don't have my cell phone. I don't know how to send a message or do something to call to someone because I don't have the number just in the cell phone. And in the past, I remember that I knew a lot of phone numbers and a lot of address, and it's totally different nowadays. Interesting to think about. But I want to know from you, Jeff. The same or not? Let me know.
I used this strategy in the past, but not now. You are a very lazy guy. That's not my case. I'm just kidding. But my cell phone, really, I have all the numbers of my colleagues, my friends, family, and so on. I have everything about this. And about dates, I use not the cell phone. I use the Facebook app. The only thing that I used to see in Facebook today is the birthday or anniversary of somebody, and I use this strategy with my Facebook. Uh, Passwords, I never use my cell phone. I have a list of password here. I used to write the password. And sometimes I use Cloudy. I put some passwords, with the cloud when I go to travel. And about addresses, yes, I sometimes I use not the cell phone, but I use the calendar, Google Calendar. I put all my agenda and a lot of drink address and something like this to remind me. I think this reduce my overload or my a lot of tasks that I need to do. That's it.
Very good, very good. Thank you for sharing. And you, Lilian, about the number one. Let me know.
For me, yes, I do. I've read a bunch of books about memory and the productivity because I used it to forget everything in my past. So I've been using the same app to put all my tasks, all the things that I need to do since 2022, I think. And I don't try to remember anything. When I remember, oh, I need to do that, I put on my app. It is my main rule. I don't try to remember. And if I lose my phone, I will be able to access this app in another device. But the creators of the app they can't don't do the app anymore because I'm addicted on it.
Yeah, I feel you. If something wrong happen, your life is hard. It will be hard in the future. But it's interesting. Sometimes I think about that because nowadays I think about the number two. So, do you think people use their memory less today? Why or why not? And on my point of view, I think we, as a society, we are using less our memory because of the apps, the technology, and we don't really need to remember something, you know. So sometimes it's so easy to use our cell phone or some app or the strategy, but to remember, we don't need anymore. Need. So I think in general, from my point of view, of course, we are using less our memory, I think. And I don't know if it's a good thing, but at the same time, I think that it happened because we have too much things to think, you know? So we have too much inputs every single day inside our mind. So my mind sometimes is a really it's a mess, and because of that I have to put some place on an app or my cell phone or write down on the paper something that I have to do or I have to remember because I have too much inputs inside my mind. I think that's the problem nowadays, and I think because of that it's a little bit hard to remember, and you are using less or real memory. I don't know, but I really wanna know your opinion, guys. Um, Lilian, what do you think about that? About the number two?
Um, I agree with you, but I think it depends on the context. At work, I I usually see a lot of people don't remember anything, and I think it's because they don't take notes and they need to take. So I think it depends on the context. My husband, he's always remember everything. It's so annoying for me because I can't say, "Oh, you don't remember that," because he's always remember. But at work, I don't know. I agree with you overall, but I think depends on the case, depends on the context, because sometimes um, it is like when you call someone and you ask something. Oh, do you remember that? No, I don't remember. I forget. For me, it doesn't make sense because I think it is because yes, the people don't use a lot their memory, but they also don't take notes, don't pay attention on some stuffs.
Yeah, I agree too. Jeff, what do you think?
Now, in my case, maybe I'm almost like Lydia's husband. I have a very good memory because I used to write almost everything. I use the computer. As I said, I have cloud, I have calendar, in the past Trello and so on. I don't use Trello anymore. But I see the people in daily routines, all as everything, all information is accessible. I use they not using the memory or using less. And I think this is not so good. For example, now I'm planning to write more to about, for example, minus, plus, multiply, and all of these maths. I used to write to do with my memory and not with the calculator. And I'm very worried about this because the people are losing, are losing in your memory. As you said, you have a lot of information, inflation of information. The people are more focus more in recognition than recall. But I used to say, I said here once a long time ago, I have my own algorithm to everything, and that's so good when I used to work with my memory. I can't measure a lot of information, 4,000 information from TikTok and so on. I don't like TikTok. I don't have TikTok. That's why for me, I must focus more with my memory.
Yeah, good point. I think the social media can influence a lot in that because of we have a lot of content, quick content. So, and I think nowadays as a society, we can't focus on one specific thing because our mind have the habit to change the information so fast, you know. So, and I think we are not put energy to remember. We are not pay attention on the most part of the information, the most part of the thing that happen in our lives. I think because of that as well. So it's a very good point to think. Felipe, let me know your vision about.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. And because of the technology and the quantity of the information nowadays, the people are using less memory than before. And my case, my job, there are a lot of projects in parallel. So the information is a lot. So because of that, I use uh, technology to help me. But I try to write, instead of typing in computer, I try to write in the book in a notepad to try to remember. It's like a training my mind, It's like a muscle. Like a muscle, I need to train my mind to not forget simple things, And we have two memory, short memory and long memory, When information is important, which we need to put the information in a long term memory, So don't forget the information. That's it, guys. It's my point of view about the memory.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I totally agree with you about it looks like a muscle. We have to work out. We have to put energy to remember. I think that's a big problem because nowadays, as Jeff said, we have too much information and it's easy to get this information. So we don't need to put effort to remember the things because we know that if I need, it's in my cell phone, so it's easy to pick up. So, and the number three, it's interesting because my says it's exactly like the question. So, how often do you search something online instead to think first? Here in my house, sometimes we are talking about some, I don't know, but some topic, and normally my sis, we are talking and she search for information to share with us instead to think about that, instead to remember some histories about, she prefer to search for first, instead to remember. Or, oh, I don't know when happened something, she go to the pictures and see the data and that date instead to remember, oh, close to you know so it's so common nowadays, this kind of thing. And I want to know about you guys, how often do you search something online instead to think first about that topic? Jeff, I start from you, let me know.
Maybe I have the same strategy that you said. For example, when I'm listening, uh, I love to listen music with my wife or watching videos about Phil Collins. And my wife asks, "How's Phil Collins today?" And so I go to search for something, quick facts about Phil Collins. How is Phil Collins today? He's alive, about your age and something. So we go on. And then we watching some film, some pictures, some some film, and I use the same strategy. I was talking about some actor, and my wife used to say, "How's about the actor blah blah blah?" And I used to say, "Oh, let me see here." And I use all this strategy. But the answer, everything I think first. For example, now I was talking about the Venezuela's situation, not about Maduro, etc., etc., but about the petrol from Venezuela. And I searched about the companies, how it's possible the company to produce in Venezuela and so on. So first I think about the problem, and then I search for the solution. And I have a lot of solutions. Then I go to search about all the alternatives now to Venezuela to produce petrol, something like this.
Good, thank you. Lilian, let me know. About you?
For me, it depends on the topic. If it is a personal topic, for example, tonight I was watching a video with my husband uh, about some guys, and they are trying to discover uh, who was the tutor of a pet. And one of them said, "Oh, this animal lived for I don't remember, but 20 years." And I got so anxious about the that moment, but I didn't look for about the correct age of the animal. So for personal stuff, when I'm enjoying something, I don't search. But at work, I will search. If I don't know, if I try to think for more than 30 minutes, I'm going to search online because it's like I can't lose my time trying to discover the solution because I need to deliver a task or I need to finish my job. So it depends on the topic. But I really like to search different things, like things that uh, don't don't give me any useful things, like uh, I don't know, but I don't remember the last one, but I really like to search unuseful things.
Yeah, yeah. And you said something that make me remember one thing that doesn't happen with me nowadays. But I don't know you guys, but I think yes. Sometimes I'm trying to remember something. I don't know, a date, the name of someone, and I'm trying to remember, and I don't remember. And then I don't know, 2 hours after, I'm do something. I don't know, but I'm dishing washes and yeah, the name of the guy is so. It's interesting because it's like my brain are are trying to remember the information while I'm do different things. You know, it's like working the second place, and it's interesting because from my perception, it's like trying to. It's like a muscle, as Philip said. It's like work out my brain to remember. I'm put effort. I'm training my brain to be, you know, strong. And it's interesting to think now about that. And nowadays it doesn't happen anymore with me because I search for the information first. So in my cell phone I think like I don't remember. I'm tired too, and I pick up my cell phone and I'm trying to search for the information. And it's interesting. And Oh my gosh. I was remember that now because William said something like that. And it's interesting because nowadays it doesn't happen anymore because of my cell phone and the technology. Interesting to think about that. Um, Felipe, let me know your opinion about the number three.
Three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, that depends the information that I'm searching, you know. When I want a fast information, you know, specific, I don't think before, you know. I search and get the information. But when I need a deep information, you know, I think first, and I try to do a, can I say, a search with a lot of information, useful information, and put it in the AI tools. So doing that, I will need a better result, you know, the information that I need to get. That's it.
Good. Thank you. And let's go to the next question. Do photos and videos help you remember moments or replace your memory? Oh, my mom sometimes, I don't know, but she really likes plants and things like that. And she take photos about some plants to remember after, not because it's good and she want to capture that moment, but to go the album of photos and remember after what happened. It's like replace the memory. So I don't know if it happened with you guys, but let me know. Do photos and videos help you remember moments or replace your memory? Um, Philippe, I start from you. Let me know.
Yeah. In general, it's remember moments, you know, when I saw I see a old picture or videos, I remember the moment in the past, you know. I because I don't trust in my mind, you know. I forget things fast, you know. Because of that, we when we remember things, we we, me and my wife, looking for pictures and videos to remember that places in specific date, you know, in a specific time. That's
Yeah.
it.
And nowadays we don't look at photo albums anymore because we don't have the physical photo.
Mm.
And it's interesting to think because in the past my family here get get together to look at some old photos and to
Uh,
make fun about ourselves and to tell histories about. And we don't have this kind of thing anymore because of the digital photos. So don't no one go to the houses, and it's totally different nowadays. And I think the photos get a different meaning nowadays as well. Jeff, what do you think about the number four? Let me know your opinion.
Yes, the answer yes, they help trigger memories and emotions all the time. And you're told about album. I have 10 albums here from the past about all my history, about my family and friends and so on. But I have 10,000 or more of digital photos in my each D. Huh? In my HD, I have a HD here with all the photo. And all the time that I used to watch this with my daughters or my wife, sometimes with my friend, I have a profound memory and emotion about something. Sometimes I use even to cry about something. And sometimes we used to laugh a lot For example, about my hair, my face, my trousers and pants, and so on. I used to say, "Oh my gosh, how I don't, I can't imagine wearing this kind of pants in the past. Look at my hair. Oh, it's so different." And this is very interesting because I think the life must live with profound memories and emotions.
Exactly that. I totally agree too. Lilian, your turn.
Um, I think I am different because I don't like the photos and the videos a lot. So I don't have for example, last week I was in Cabo Frio, was a trip with my husband, and we took 2 photos in 1 week. Uh, we don't, we don't, we don't take a lot of photos all the time, but we take photos from our pet all the time. Uh, So for me, I use the photos and videos to remember moments. I think when I have a kid, I'm going to take more photos about the kid. But for me, it is only to remember moments, special, not special, but funny moments or interesting moments. For example, when my pet is sleeping, is very funny. So we take a lot of thoughts about her positions. Uh, and for me, it is like yeah, it is like a thing that we use to laugh, and that is it.
Good, very good. Guys, about the number five. What kinds of things do you remember better without using technology? Let me know. Um, Jeff, please.
Using technology, I think skills learned from practice. Né? Like here, for example, speaking a language, and you remember a lot of things, a lot of mistakes that you committed every day. I think this is so good. What else? I think I don't know it's use technology, but emotional experience. For example, I remember today I was remember the last game from the last weekend that we play with my team, Sucatão, soccer, and I remember a lot of things about this game. I was remember with a friend now when I was doing Pilates about something very interesting. And for me, this is a kind of emotional experience that I think I will never forget, but because we laugh a lot in that games. And using technologies too about personal conversations sometimes. I have a WhatsApp group from around the world, from United States, Rio, São Paulo, and old friends, a lot of them the economists. And sometimes I have some kind of personal conversation that I love it, something you never imagined. For example, now, yesterday I was talking about Venezuela, and I have a guy from Venezuela talk about the situation, and a guy from the United States that live in the United States talk about this. And this is a kind of emotion, this is a kind of information you never will see in any TV or so on, because it's a kind of personal information. And for me, this is very interesting because I will never will forget about this kind of information. And the technology is so good for this, like here, we using this. Uh, this is Zoom. Sometimes I don't know if it's Zoom or Teams because I use Teams or sometimes meeting Google Meet all the time. But it's so good to have this kind of thing. That's it.
Thank you, Jeff. And you, Lilian, about the number five. Let me know.
I agree with Jefferson. Jefferson, yes. Uh, uh, I prefer using my memory to remember memories and the experience. And the other thing that I don't use technology is cooking. I like cooking, and I invent some recipes without using technology because I like to see the results, the outcomes of my inventions. And not hours, but almost hours, my recipes are good, so I'm okay with that. So I think memories we don't need to use the technology because it is in our minds, and it is fantastic when we are talking to someone about something that happened with us.
Yeah. If sometimes I like to make some cooks, and if I don't use the technology to remember the recipe, it doesn't work with me. Unfortunately, I don't know why, but I always do the same recipe, and I always need to remember. And I have the picture in my cell phone, and I go to the picture and remember the. But I will be better in the future, I think. I hope. Philip, and you, let me know.
Uh, for me, things related to my job, about the protocols, the commands, this kind of things. I don't use the technology to remember. Uh, and I don't know, with people things that I do at home, I don't need the technology to remember. And but in general, I would say that the things related to my job, because I will do that all the time, every day. So I don't use more technology to remember because it's a part of my routine every day. That's it.
Thank you. Jeff, the next question I'll start from you because as a professor, I think it's interesting question. So the number six, do you think write things by hand helps memory more than typing? And why? What do you think about?
The answer is yes, because it requires more attention, more cognitive process, and you can select what you work, you organize your ideas, but only in thesis. The reality is so different. You can't do this anymore because all the time you're typing, typing. And I know something very interesting now. It's I think it's Akin. I don't know. That's the name. Something very interesting with when you can use flashcards. It's a program about flashcard. Anki, Anki, and flashcard. Something amazing, something very interesting that I never thought about this because I used to work with mind maps for a long time, writing and with mind maps. I don't know the program now, but this kind of Anki, it's very interesting, very something very interesting. And I used to say, "Oh my gosh, I think I will stop. I will stop now, right?" But all the experience, all the I used to talk with the professor from universities, and they used to say it's the best way for you to help your memory is writing. But it's not so easy today.
Yeah, nowadays normally the students take pictures about the blackboard, not right now anymore.
All the time. All the time.
It's
Uh,
easier. So, and about Anki and flashcards, it's a very good strategy. I learned the most part of my vocabulary using flashcards, and it helped me a lot and so fast because it's a very good strategy to remember words and everything. So I really appreciate this method, and I used other app, specific for our language. But it's amazing thing. I really like to study using flashcards. Good strategy. Um, Lilian, let me know what you think.
Uh, the number six, right? Okay. Uh, for me, uh, I think well, first thing first, in 2021 or 2022, I was diagnosed with the anxiety. And because of that, my psychology recommended, oh, you needed to write about your feelings, about your moments, and it will be better for you. After that moment, I I started my my journey, my writing journey, and I think writing by hand is amazing for me. For me, when I need to talk about to think about my feelings, and when I started to learn English, I thought, oh, how can I use my right moment to practice my English? So every single day, I try to journal and talk about my day with me, write some goals, write something that annoyed me. So yes, I think write things by hand help is not only memory but like self knowledge. We can learn more things about ourselves.
Yeah, I did exactly that in the past, and I stopped. But you will you remember me about that, and I will restart to do that because it's so good. It was very good for me, and sometimes when I have to remember something, I normally I use paper, and I have a lot of paper here and pen, and I like to write down in the paper to remember something. For me, it's very good. And sometimes when I have too much information inside my mind, the best method for me is to put in the paper. I write down in the paper my thoughts and the things, and I try to organize. And for me, is the best method to organize my mind is write down my thoughts, what I'm thinking, my goals, and organizing the paper. And for me, it's amazing thing. I always try to write down. I have a lot of notebooks, paper here in my desk because it's so important for me. I really like to do that. And I will restart to write my journal every single day. Thank you so much. Felipe, please.
Yes, I agree. This writing is helping our memory. There are a lot of studies about that. They prove the writing is better for our memory and for our life in general, learn things. And last year, in December, I saw a video talking about that. So because of this, I have bought a agenda, no? So now I am trying to creating this habit to write everything that happened in my day, And at night I make a review, about the things and plan for the other day. I think that's the way I can improve my memory and the things that I'm planning to this year.
Yeah, good. And I try to write down in English to to enhance two abilities in the same time, and it helped me a lot because I don't know you guys. Maybe Jeff is different. I don't know, but in general, I think it's hard to write down nowadays because we are typing every single day in the cell phone on the laptop, but write down in the paper, it's not usual anymore, unfortunately. As a
Yeah.
society in general, it's not usual. Um, guys, number 7. How do you feel when you forget something important? Uh, Felipe, how do you feel?
Yeah. I feel so bad uh, when involve other people, no? For example, when I forget something that involve other things, it's bad because other like oh my God, I forget the name now, but the expectation about the other people, they expect to me that I'm going to give that information, but I don't have this information because I forgot. Bad, but sometimes happen.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I forgot so bad when I don't remember the date of the birthday of the people. So especially
Uh,
close people. You know, so as like Jeff said, the Facebook
yeah.
helped me a lot about that, but sometimes I don't enter in Facebook to do that and I forget. And after I remember, oh my gosh, I remember the birthday from I don't know, but a friend of mine, important friend of mine, but I
Mhm.
don't remember. It's not on purpose, but it's sad. For me, it's sad because hard. Um, Jeff, how do you feel when you forget something important?
I will follow my leaders, Nondas and Philip. Bad, too bad, frustrated, sometimes anxious about all of this. But it's very important to create a feeling of not to loss of control. I think this is very important. For example, yesterday I was talking with an old friend, talk about friends from the past. Do you remember the name of somebody? And oh my gosh, what the name? What the name? What the name? When I finished the encounter, I came home and here I remember the name. Oh my gosh. I think something is not good with me. But is to say it's not just with me, with my friends, the same. We can remember an old guy, an old friend from the past, from 40 years ago. So, in this case, I used to say the best strategy is not to feel bad, frustrated, but to control your emotions, not to lose control. And this is my strategy. I used to say sometimes we used to laugh something about something. It's okay. But as you said, sometimes maybe the better strategy is to look for something. But the birthday, it's okay. No problem. You see the Facebook. But an old guy that you can see for a long time, how can you remember? It's not so easy.
And when the guy talk to you and you don't remember the name from the that guy, you are talking to the guy and you don't remember the name of the guy.
Yeah.
Now I used
Crazy.
to ask, I have no problem about this.
I
Sorry,
don't.
but oh, sorry about my age. The strategy is my age. I used to
I
say,
don't have this
can you,
too.
can you, oh, for example, yesterday I was talking with Ricardo and the name of him was Igor. And I used to say, oh, Igor, how's the day? I'm not Igor. I'm Ricardo. Oh, sorry, because I was talking with Ricardo now.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
situation. Uh, Lilian, please, your turn.
As you, I feel frustrated, uh, but I don't try to explain myself. I I say apologize for that, but I forgot, and that is it. How can I like recompense you? I don't try to explain. Oh, I was in another place. I no, I forgot. That is it.
Yeah, yeah. Guys, let's skip for the last one. I will skip for 12. Number 12, the last question in our list. What can we do? What can we do to keep our real memory strong today? Let's think about that. Um, Felipe, what do you think?
As we said before, no, we need to train your mind, writing, uh, as Jefferson said, use your memory to calculate simple things, to not use a calculator for simple things. And because we have an automatic way, everything we use technology to think for us. We need to use more our memory, our brain, to do things. That's it.
Thank you. Lilia, and you, what do you think?
For me, we need to use our memory for um, important and special things. If I need to, I don't know, but to do the dishes, I don't need to use my memory. I can use a post-it to remember that because it's not impact all my life. So I think we need to use our memory for important things like logic or learnings, not simple tests.
Thank you. Jeff, please.
And I think that the best strategy is practice recalling information all the time instead of always searching. And what I did, write as you told, write by hand, and sometimes reflect about some experience regularly. I use this strategy too, and read deeply, read deeply. In my case, I used to read many times about some subject for me that's very interested, that's useful for me, that I use with my students.
Good. And I will add other thing. Use less social media and quick videos because I, I I think nowadays we are getting more memories from other people, people that doesn't matter in our life, than in ourselves, in our life and people around us because we are not putting focus in ourselves, in our life. We are wasting a lot of time watching videos from other people and things that doesn't make sense for us and training our brain in a wrong way. So other or a tip for us. So guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much to have been here with me, Felipe, Jefferson, Lilian. So thank you so much. Take care. Take care about your memory, body, mind,
Yeah.
emotions. Eat vegetables, important. Do exercise, and see you next
See
week,
you guys.
guys.